What if one crypto move could shake Wall Street and your wallet? Today, Eric Trump is making headlines by ringing the opening bell at NASDAQ. But this is no ordinary PR stunt. It's the kickoff for a partnership between World Liberty Financial and ALT Five Sigma, a deal worth $1.5 billion. Five Sigma is investing a staggering sum to buy 7.5% of the total WLFI token supply, putting millions of tokens directly onto its corporate balance sheet. This is not just another token launch. It's a deliberate push to mainstream crypto as a core asset for public companies. With Trump now joining ALT Five Sigma's board to oversee digital strategy, political influence, and financial power are colliding in unprecedented ways. The move has ignited speculation. Is this a path to massive profits or a setup for spectacular collapse? If you're watching from the sidelines, the stakes are real. Miss out, and you might bypass the next big wave of digital wealth. Dive in blindly, and you could be swept up in volatility or political gamesmanship that redefine what safe investment means.
This is more than hype. It's a high-stakes experiment in blending celebrity, finance, and blockchain technology with risks and rewards that could ripple across your investments, job security, and even trust in financial markets.
To see how we reached this moment and what it could mean for you, let's break down the key players, the massive sums of money involved, and what each side stands to gain. How did a Trump-backed coin end up making headlines on the NASDAQ? To grasp the scale of what just happened, picture this. Eric Trump, representing the Trump family, standing front and center at the NASDAQ, ringing the opening bell. This is not just a publicity stunt. It marks the launchpad for a new partnership that could reshape both Wall Street and crypto as we know it. The heart of the story is a staggering deal. ALT Sigma, a publicly traded blockchain infrastructure company listed on NASDAQ, has committed $1.5 billion. Yes, billion. To buy roughly 7.5% of all World Liberty Financial, or WLFI, tokens in existence. That is not pocket change for a new digital asset. But this isn't only about numbers. Eric Trump has joined ALT Five Sigma's board to lead their digital asset strategy. He is not just a figurehead. He is setting the tone for how this coin, and potentially others, will be handled at the highest corporate and political levels. It is a merging of business power, political influence, and the rapidly growing crypto ecosystem, all in one move. So what exactly is World Liberty Financial? WLFI positions itself as a new force aiming to democratize finance for everyone. Their vision is big. They want to make stablecoins, like their WLFI USD1, a mainstream tool for payments, savings, and global transfers. By partnering with ALT5, a company that already has Wall Street credibility, they have catapulted themselves into the spotlight in a way few crypto projects ever manage. But this power play has sent shockwaves through the public markets. Immediately after the announcement, ALT Five Sigma's share price dropped 26%. That is a massive hit, showing that investors are both excited and deeply concerned about what this means for the company, and perhaps for the entire market stability. The risk of volatility here is real, and the motives of all players are being closely scrutinized. This is not happening in isolation. Other public companies like BitMine and SharpLink Gaming have started stockpiling Ethereum, signaling a new arms race in corporate crypto treasuries. It is as if traditional finance has suddenly decided to jump headlong into the deep end of digital assets, following the lead of the Trump family's bold and controversial move. Understanding how these forces converge is more than just market gossip. For investors, employees, and anyone watching the future of money, this moment could change how corporate treasuries, regulation, and even political influence will work in the crypto era. Ignore it, and you risk missing the playbook for the next financial revolution, or getting caught off guard by wild swings and unseen risks. But behind the headlines and the drama, a much bigger battle is taking shape, one that goes far beyond a single deal or a single token. Let's peel back the layers and see what's really at stake. Could your next investment ride or crash on a billionaire's brand and a crypto twist? The high-stakes partnership between ALT Five Sigma and World Liberty Financial, announced alongside Eric Trump's splashy NASDAQ appearance, is not just industry news. It's a direct threat to how safe or risky your money could become. With a mind-boggling $1.5 billion deal at stake, this story might decide who wins or loses as finance, politics, and crypto collide like never before. ALT5's move to purchase roughly 7.5% of WLFI's entire token supply flips the script on traditional investing, making the company a proxy stock for WLFI. This means for the first time ever, average NASDAQ shareholders could find themselves exposed to the dizzying ups and downs of a celebrity-driven crypto asset, whether they signed up for it or not. Yahoo Finance reports that this game-changing stock and token structure turns ALT5's public treasury into a high-volatility experiment, with regular investors caught in the crossfire. Celebrity status isn't just hype, it's now a strategic weapon. Eric Trump's seat on ALT Five Sigma's board comes after the Trump family was debanked from several institutions, prompting a headlong dive into crypto. According to Benzinga, Trump calls this both a personal necessity and a strategic blow to the old financial order, but it's unclear where private motives end and public influence begins. With the family's reach extending from campaign rallies to blockchain launches, the lines are more blurred and the stakes higher than ever. As Gizmodo notes, this budding crypto empire is sparking controversy. Is WLFI a tool to democratize finance or a risky scheme to fuse political power with digital wealth? With an entry of this scale, the risk isn't just to big players. If this experiment fails, it could cost regular investors their savings and shake confidence in the entire financial system. World Liberty Financial's $1.5 billion strategy is rewriting the rules by blending financial innovation, tech, and celebrity like never before. Blockchain Magazine calls it a bold leap, but warns that unanswered questions about oversight, fairness, and transparency could turn this blueprint into a regulatory nightmare. Is this innovative financial engineering or a regulatory loophole that could invite disaster? According to Wired, ALT Five Sigma's move marks the first time a public company has committed such a massive sum to a crypto asset treasury. That's a precedent with ripple effects, and not all are positive. The moment the deal was made public, ALT Five Sigma's own shares nosedived by 26%, highlighting just how divided investors are over the dangers and rewards of this unprecedented play. The crypto world is buzzing about a potential altcoin season, predicting soaring prices and new opportunities. But experts also warn that when politics, celebrity, and money collide, volatility and manipulation are never far behind. For everyday investors, the stakes are sky high. Regulatory crackdowns, wild price swings, or even political interference could upend not just WLFI's fate, but your own financial security. But what are the real-world consequences when a public company lets politics and crypto reshape its financial DNA? Let's dig into how this experiment could ripple through markets and your wallet. Will this experiment launch a new era of financial freedom or backfire spectacularly? In the coming weeks, World Liberty Financial's WLFI token is set to make its debut on several major cryptocurrency exchanges. Most experts expect this to happen by early September. The entire industry is watching, not just because of the money involved, but because Eric Trump is tying his name and political capital to a massive $1.5 billion deal and joining the board of ALT Five Sigma to oversee digital asset strategy. This partnership is more than showmanship. ALT Five Sigma has committed $1.5 billion to purchasing about 7.5% of WLFI's total supply, instantly making it one of the largest publicly traded crypto treasuries in existence.
As Wired and the New York Times have reported, this could turn a formerly niche company into a proxy stock for betting on the price of this Trump-backed coin. But World Liberty Financial is not the only player in this game. Other public companies, such as Bitmine and SharpLink Gaming, are also boosting their altcoin holdings, especially in Ethereum, signaling a broader trend toward corporations treating crypto as a core treasury asset. Some analysts believe this sets the stage for what they call an explosive alt season in 2025, where alternative coins could see dramatic, rapid gains. Yet, these same experts warn that the risks are just as high: volatility, regulatory pushback, and the ever-present threat of market manipulation. The future of WLFI hangs in the balance. If the token succeeds when it lists on exchanges, it could legitimize corporate crypto treasuries on Wall Street and inspire a wave of similar moves by other companies, and even political figures. This might reshape how both regulators and everyday investors view the role of crypto in mainstream finance. However, if the experiment fails, if WLFI's price collapses, or if the venture draws harsh regulatory scrutiny, it could tarnish the reputation of crypto-backed treasuries for years. It may also reinforce fears about what happens when celebrity influence and politics are mixed too closely with high-stakes finance. For viewers, the stakes could not be higher. The choice ahead: ride this unprecedented wave, remain skeptical, or risk being caught unprepared as the tides of finance, politics, and technology shift rapidly. Will you seize the moment or stand aside as the landscape transforms? But before you make a move, let's break down the warning signs and red flags that could shape this story's ending. How can you separate market hype from true innovation when the stakes are this high? That is the million-dollar question, especially when political power and financial ambition collide on a stage as big as NASDAQ. First, do not ignore the warning signs. After ALT Five Sigma's $1.5 billion WLFI deal, the company's stock price dropped by more than 1/4 almost overnight. According to the Defiant, this sharp decline suggests that traditional investors remain deeply skeptical, despite the high-profile announcement and Eric Trump's involvement. So, how should you approach moves like these? Experts across Wired and other top sources have a clear message: diversify your portfolio and be especially cautious with assets driven by celebrity or political figures. Hype cycles can create extreme price swings, and sometimes the loudest headlines are masking the biggest risks. It is crucial to watch for real transparency and regulatory updates. The New York Times and Economic Times both highlight how the SEC and other regulators are eyeing these partnerships closely. For investors, that means keeping track of every update from WLFI and ALT Five Sigma, and being ready to pivot if new rules or investigations emerge. Remember, getting swept up in the excitement can cost you not just money, but reputation or trust, especially if you are seen as chasing speculative trends rather than making informed choices. Ask yourself, is this a genuine technical breakthrough or just a flashy way for insiders to boost their own holdings? In this new world of crypto corporate power plays, the risks and rewards are bigger than ever. But smart investors know that doing their own research, questioning headline narratives, and managing exposure is key, no matter how big the names behind the project may be. So, is WLFI really worth your risk? Or is it just another headline in a long line of market stunts? Let's break it down. Stop scrolling for just a second. What happens next could shape your portfolio or leave you on the sidelines. Are you witnessing a financial revolution or about to fall into the same old traps? The headlines this week are not just noise. Eric Trump on the NASDAQ floor has orchestrated a $1.5 billion deal between World Liberty Financial and ALT Five Sigma, with ALT Five Sigma acquiring 7.5% of the WLFI token supply. This is not business as usual. Miss it and you could miss the future. Trump is not simply endorsing, he is joining the board of ALT Five Sigma to set digital asset strategy.
That means political muscle, Wall Street capital, and next-gen tech are merging right now on a global stage. With WLFI set to debut on a major exchange by early September and World Liberty Financial snapping up millions in Ethereum, this could rewrite how public companies use crypto to control their treasuries and maybe their power. These moves are laying out a playbook for how celebrities and political insiders could reshape not just crypto, but the rules of Wall Street and Main Street. Firms like Bitmine and SharpLink Gaming are quietly loading up on altcoins, all betting on explosive gains in the months ahead. Analysts warn that a massive alt season in 2025 could bring either generational wealth or catastrophic losses. Bubbles burst as easily as they form. Do not just buy the hype. Dig into the links between power and technology. Figure out who stands to win and who will pay the price if the experiment fails. What you do now could impact your investments, your job, and your faith in the market itself. So ask yourself, will you be just another spectator? Or will you stay sharp as politics and technology redraw the map of global finance? If you want to avoid the biggest mistakes investors make during moments like this, stick around for my next breakdown. You will not want to miss it.